From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, it's Game Face time with Coach Dave Campo here on The Horse's Mouth, at Tommy Maxey, of course, at my bar, and brought to my good friends at Hot Spring Spas, The Horse's Mouth, where everybody is welcome to have a seat, grab a beverage, get a chance to tell their story. Chris Budihas is here from Client Focus Media, our good friend, and we've got a very interesting conversation coming up talking about risk management and security, and we'll get into it with the panel. First up is Onur Topac from the Budihas Group. How are you, Onur? Good to see you, my man.
Well, Tommy,
Thanks for being here. Chris.
Hey, sir. Good to see you,
brother.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Coach.
Tommy.
Looking good, man, as usual.
Thank you.
As usual. All right, Onur, tell us about the Budihas Group
So-
and what you guys are doing, man.
Thanks, Tommy. The Budihas Group, we are a boutique risk management company.
Yep.
We focus on physical security, cybersecurity, and executive protection.
Okay.
That could be either for yourself and your family or for
Yep.
your enterprise. And then by working with us, you get an access to a pre-vetted network
Sure.
of best-in-class service providers worldwide.
Background for you. I know you were in the military for a little bit. You come from a military family, but the background to get in this line of work. How did
Right,
you
so
find yourself here?
I actually studied international relations and economics in college.
Okay.
And after 2 years of college, where I was in the Army Guard, I actually dropped out of college and went to Marine Corps.
Okay. Cool.
My Marine Corps career was extremely short.
Yeah.
But when I got out, due to a medical discharge,
Okay.
I still had my heart in serving people.
Okay. Cool.
Eventually, I became a financial advisor 2 weeks before 9/11 in New
Right.
York.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So I was on Park and 39th that fateful morning.
Right.
And everything in me, called me and my buddies to run downtown. So that's what we did.
Wow.
So, the funny part was getting ready to get that license.
Yep.
I actually did a lot of executive protection work in and
Okay.
around New York City. So
Right.
during the day, I would talk about folks' risk management and
Yep.
in their wealth portolio.
Yep.
And then at night, I was actually their bodyguard going out to the Hamptons to Greenwich.
That's great.
Wow.
Heck
Trade
yeah.
sale.
That's fun.
And when you grow up in Winter Park, you
Yeah.
kind of know how to be around that kind
Yeah.
of high net worth. So
Yeah.
it was a great fit.
Chris, this is right up your alley. I mean,
Yes,
you're
sir.
doing
Yeah,
this
we
in
were
a
talking
different
off
fashion.
camera. Yeah, Guardians Fortress started that last summer. So
Yeah.
essentially, what I realized when I was working with a nonprofit called National Overwatch, that the digital risk assessment did not exist. There was risk assessment DHS, and then FBI would provide, but it was still the clipboard with a pen walking around assessing schools, colleges, and such. And the reality is, like, we can digitize this, make a 21st century opportunity, get very detailed in the matrix, make the software help you make the assessment, pull together all the information so you know what the security and safety issue is that you're solving. Because what I found working with schools is they're always saying, I need more armed security, I need more cameras, I need more metal detectors. The reality was, you got metal detectors, but nobody's watching anybody walk through there
does.
nor
Right.
stopping them.
Right.
You got good cameras. You're going to record a crime scene potentially here, but you don't have a process. You haven't educated your student body, your staff on how to react if there is some type of event that occurs. So yeah, this resonates very well. And like I told a university recently, I said, when you walked in here today, did you feel like you're going to be safe? And everybody's like, yeah. I said, well, we take that for granted. And then I show them statistics,
Right.
and not all active shooter incidents, but just workplace violence or school violence that occurs. And they were like, wow, I didn't realize that much occurs. And I'm like, that's a
While you
problem.
were talking, it was just like bullying. Could you get something that direct to trying to help these kids that are
Yeah,
getting
absolutely.
bullied
I'm sure
cyber?
Chris is aware with his digital background, but right now, some of your augmented AI monitoring systems.
Yeah.
Well, in the state of Florida, we have a digital bill of rights. So the only thing we can monitor is behavior and
Right.
object recognition. So if you're flailing your arms up and down in somebody else's face, the system will actually pick that up and
Okay.
say, this is an anomaly. Something's going on. This isn't right.
Yep.
So it depends on the parameters that you give any of these sets of tools and services, right? Which is why what Chris does is so amazing, right?
Yep.
Like anything else, you have to take a look at where you're at right now,
Yep.
right? And take a look at your, let's say, physical security well-being. And then once you address that, once you really diagnose where you're at in an objective state of mind without any products or services, then someone, an expert like Chris or myself, can say, okay, here's the prescription.
Yep.
If it's a rapid response thing, we can triage, stop the bleeding, and then do a long-term program.
Yep.
But that comes from having real experts, and not just your cut-of-the-mill mall cop local agency that can do that.
Right.
Because there you are in the cyber world, right? We're in multi-dimensions as far as threats for organizations and influential people these days. You know, the advent of the internet, you know, bad guys can find out your information as quickly as
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, and think of it like you can go all the way from a C-level executive needing protection to a influencer that's gotten a big following. You know that people know who they are and can follow.
To your local religious preschool.
Absolutely.
Right?
I got asked recently, and this is funny because we have these 4 digital assessments right now, but I asked like, hey, what about a federal building and courthouse from another agency? I said, oh yeah, we can make one if you want to contract with us.
Right.
And the other one was, I didn't think about this, a manufacturing facility, specifically car manufacturing up in the Midwest. And I'm like, yeah, we can do that. But part of their concept, what's the problem you're trying to solve? They go, well, security, but also employee theft and all these other issues.
Yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
I'm like, the things you don't think about, but the result is you need an assessment tool and you need follow through in order to make changes.
Coach,
So-
you guys, especially the head coach, you normally have security with you, at least leaving the facility, coming into at the hotel, right? You guys normally have something.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's gotten tougher and tougher now because there's so much out there about who you are and where you are and where you're at and all those kind of things. You know that, and just talking about physical security, you talk about that United Healthcare CEO.
Right.
You know, I mean, we have, especially Jerry Jones, the Jones family, and all that have a guy that travels with them everywhere.
Sure.
You know, I wasn't quite that worried, but at the same time, athletes. You know, everybody knows what they're doing now and where they're going and all those kind of things. And so it's really, this is a really interesting conversation.
You know, without a doubt. I mean, listen, athletes, like just locally, they I don't think we could go out back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we were just with people that, you know, it's no big deal, I guess. But some of these guys can't. I mean, let me rephrase it. The big name stars couldn't go out. Guys like me and my crew, we could go out. You know, Sully wasn't going out. Brunel was, you know what I mean? But us guys could go out. And even today with the cameras, with anybody trying, I mean, you need someone just watching you. Remember the story of Terrence Knighton? Were you coaching when he was a D lineman and he got hit with a vodka bottle in the bar because he got into a beef somehow? And if he just had somebody there that said, "Hey, I'll handle it."
Yeah.
And we all want to handle it, right? I always had friends who'd be like, "Tommy,
I got it.
I got too much to lose," and I'd be like, "Nah, let me go." I'd be like, "Just I'll handle it."
Well, yeah, you've actually been in a couple too now.
No, I know.
But
A
you
long
nailed
time
it on
ago.
that.
Come on.
I'm the one that needs protection, not you. You can handle yourself.
I'd like to be the protector. That's what I want. That's what I want. But you're trying to build up locally here, right? In that kind of fashion, and being able to protect people that need that protection. How can
Absolutely.
people find the Budihas Group?
So you can find us at budihasgroup.com.
Okay.
You can also find us on LinkedIn, on Facebook.
Yep.
And very easily just reach out to us at our phone number, which is on the website and all the pages.
I asked you about the ring, and you said, look, any kind of video thing's great, but what's the response? You guys actually have a response team.
Correct.
when you're called.
So although we provide very sophisticated services worldwide, our local impact that we wanted to make was to be useful with our expertise right here in Jacksonville and throughout Florida.
Cool.
So we have a rapid response team where you can sign up with us under our programs, where whether you're on vacation, elsewhere, what have you, we provide rapid alarm response or on-call response. And we do things
Trespasser
like trespasser
removal.
removal.
I understand that.
Okay.
You know, if you have unwanted guests,
I think I'd be good at that. Come on,
transfer
buddy.
that. Like, you know, you
Grab
nailed
the
it on
hip and
that.
the elbow, and off we go.
You know, you're a big enough guy, you can probably throw anyone else off your lawn if you wanted, but it's risk transfer, right? We're a licensed,
Debatable.
insured agency.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the chances of you picking up that liability, legal liability
That's right.
afterwards,
No, right.
is much lower when you use a licensed agency.
That's
so
right. Yeah.
That's where we try to provide value.
You made the comment off the camera about the response time. How about that for the people that are watching, the difference between a ring?
Right.
So we have one of the best police departments in the country. JSO is an amazing agency.
Absolutely. Love
Their
it.
hands are a bit tied right now because, you know, they are quite short on officers, right? Just based on all sorts of different forces.
Sure.
No fault of their own. But right now, there are over 45,000 alarm calls per year in Duval County.
Oh, wow.
Right. And that's not counting all the true crime calls. So as far as priorities, these are pretty low on JSO's response times.
Right.
So ultimately, you might be looking at a couple to several hours for coming and removing someone who's passed out drunk on your front lawn.
Right.
That doesn't look good when you're also trying to have, a fundraising party for your church at the house. That kind of situation.
Right.
So for the most common person, a trespasser removal or alarm response when they're on vacation, things like that, we felt were useful services right here in town.
God.
Is the sidewalk public property in front of your
It
your
is,
house?
but there are situations. For instance, if there's a forcible felony in progress, your private security provider can step over your property line and stop that kind of a situation.
Really cool.
So if your business, a lot of businesses are liable, right?
Yeah.
If your business, somebody just bought a bottle of soda from your business and then went out on the sidewalk and got in a fight, there's a strong chance you can get sued. Just because it's in front of your business.
Wow.
Right? Plaintiff's attorneys, hi guys.
Yeah.
Hate that we explained that. My attorney friends in Ponte Vedra are probably getting kicked off now, but they also hire us for protection. But really, it's about risk transfer and protecting yourself, not just physically, but legally.
All right. Great stuff, fellas.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a great
Thanks, man.
conversation.
Yes, sir.
We always have a great time here on this show. Make sure you check out Onur, and you'll see Chris, you'll see Coach Campo there. You'll see their profiles. You'll see this conversation and thousands of others. Go to the dailynewsnetwork.com website and you'll catch it all there. So until next time, stay safe, like literally, physically, risk management wise, and be cool. We'll see you next time right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.